After a comeback that fell just short last night against the Licking County Settlers, the Copperheads get another chance to get back in the win column tonight against the Cincinnati Steam. Hey Copperheads fans, welcome inside the broadcast booth. Tim Hanna flying solo today. Sedric Granger will be covering down on other duties around the ballpark. He'll be the PA announcer tonight. Got quite a few guests that are going to be joining me sporadically through the game, so that should be a great time. On to baseball now. The keys for this game, the pitching has got to settle in. Copperheads walked 10 batters in their last game against the Cincinnati Steam, and Coach Lanning said that just can't happen again. Offensively, this team has got to capitalize on runners that are left on base. Copperheads left 8 runners stranded on the base paths last night and only lost by 2, so those eight runners would have been key to getting the victory last night. So we'll see if the Copperheads can kind of keep things rolling here. A couple losses in a row now and trying to get back in that win column. First pitch is on its way right after this. Here at Bob Wren Stadium as the Southern Ohio Copperheads host the Cincinnati Steam. Tim Hanna alongside Copperheads first baseman Mitch Class. Mitch, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Ready for should be a good game. It's the first pitch from Go in there for a strike, rather the second pitch. 1-1 is the count for the first batter of the game. Corey Miley. Second pitch in there for a ball. A little bit different of a broadcast today. We've got Sedric covering down on PA duties, so talked to Coach and got a couple of the guys in here. So we'll have a few different guys in for the inning, but Mitch, haven't played in a couple days. Is it just a little bit of rest or trying to get some new guys into the rotation?
Yeah, we got Maverick out there at shortstop, and he's a new guy that we just got brought in a few days ago. So, yeah, and he's giving me a little bit of rest for my knees and legs. But otherwise, I've been feeling good and looking to get more at-bats in the future, too.
First base, the only position I believe you've played this year. Is that what you primarily play in college? Or?
Yeah, primary first base. I can play a little bit of outfield, too. But I came into college as a two-way pitcher first base, and ended up actually hurting my elbow, strained the UCL, and so now I just play first base. Do the whole rehab process and everything. Ended up not working out to be able to get back on the mound, but enjoying just playing first and focusing on hitting and fielding at first.
David Go walked Corey Miley, so he'll head down to first. Tommy Thaman, the sophomore lefty from Tiffin University, will step in the box now with a runner on. Mitch, you're from Minnesota?
Yep, Minnetonka, Minnesota. So I'm just about half an hour out of the Twin Cities, and I go to Concordia St. Paul, which is right in the middle of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Teammates with Mitch Class, also from Minnetonka, if I believe? Or
yep.
you guys kind of known each other for a while?
With Mace over there at first base.
Chopper into the gap. That will be a base hit for Tommy Thaman.
Decent piece of hitting right there. Yeah, teammates with Mason Nadolny. I've known him since basically my sophomore year of high school. Teammates my junior year, and he's a year older than me, so I only played with him 1 year in high school. And so But we remained friends after that 1 year of high school, and then he ended up coming to Concordia, which worked out pretty nice, and we increased our relationship and been good friends since, and he helped me out with getting down here along with our coaches, and it's been a great time so far.
That was my next question. Come down here, was that kind of a decision you guys made together, or who committed first?
Yeah, definitely. We committed basically at the same time. TJ reached out to both of us around the middle of winter, and so we made the decision because we thought it would be awesome since there's a spot open at third and first, and both of us get some at-bats and playing time that we could go down together and, keep playing together, form that team chemistry and bond.
Something Sedric and I have kind of talked about a lot. It seems like you guys really clicked from day one, and then looking down the roster, we're like, wait a minute, they from the same place, go to the same university, so it all kind of added up a little bit.
Right, look the same too, have similar swings.
Yeah, I think I got you guys mixed up in the batting cage the other day when we were in Xenia.
Right, yeah, it's pretty easy, especially because we're the same height, both 6'4". Mace might be a little bit taller. He might be 6'5".
Second pitch to Brennan Rowe is in there for a ball. Lost a nail biter last night. Guys able to kind of claw back in. Talk about that dugout there in the ninth inning last night.
Yeah, the dugout in the ninth inning was awesome, especially with the energy from the fans too. They're giving us a lot of support, and it helped really drive the comeback. Because obviously we know when we want to be able to play well, but it's a huge help being at home, having all that support from the fans and giving us energy, and we were able to get a bunch of runners on, score a few hits, or get a few hits, score a few runs, and two, which really helped for a comeback.
Drawing walks, or rather giving up walks, one of the things Coach Lanning has kind of been talking about, trying to limit as a team. One thing that really plagued you guys when you played Cincinnati the last time, 10 walks in that game. So something the pitching staff will have to work on, is that's the second walk today for go.
Yeah, definitely. We've been a little bit hit or miss when it comes to the arms in the rotation and out of the pen too.
Nice strike there from go.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's necessarily first game jitters or not finding the zone or having an approach when you're on the mound, but I trust in our guys, and I think we can figure it out. But it definitely plays a different toll when we're giving up free bases versus having the hitters earn it.
Absolutely. We've seen when you guys are able to draw those walks and get on base, we see quite a few high on-base percentage guys on this team. I think we have 4 guys over 400 on the team for on-base percentage. So definitely something you guys are able to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. Well. Especially as you get to the higher levels of baseball, getting on base any way possible, either reaching on error, hits obviously, and then drawing walks. The biggest way, basically playing that money ball, when you're on base, then you get a higher chance of scoring too. So
said that yesterday in the pregame show. Runs or base runners equal runs, runs equal wins. So
yeah, exactly.
What's been your favorite part about being in Athens so far this summer? I know you've only been here about a couple weeks now. So.
Yeah, about a few weeks. Honestly, Athens has been great. It's been awesome. My favorite part is honestly living in the house with all these guys. All the players and teammates are great. We get along really well. Everyone's awesome so far. So being able to hang out with them outside of practice and baseball, it's been a lot of fun. Meeting new guys, creating new relationships. That's definitely my favorite part so far.
The count full for Luke Huen, the junior DH from St. Leo College, Plymouth, Indiana. Absolutely tore it up the last time when we were in Richmond last week. It's a foul ball that looked like it went off him.
Yeah, it looks like it bounced either off his chin or his helmet. Hopefully he's all right.
One thing noticed in the last couple years, the safety, I think it's the C.
Yeah, the C flap.
The C flap. Do you use one of those? Or?
No, I haven't used one in the past, but I'm thinking about using one now. It's definitely a safety thing. It's also a little bit of a mental confidence thing, especially with velos going up with pitchers. The science behind baseball is getting much better, so everyone's being able to top out at velocity and pitch tunneling as well, so you get a same side arm.
As a drive to center, Ratliff makes the throw, but a run will come in off the tag from Corey Miley. Cincinnati Steam take the early 1-0 lead. Runners do not advance. So runners on second and third here with 1 out. Cincinnati Steam lead 1-0. Got Mitch Class in the booth with me today. Sedric taking over some of the other duties here at the ballpark.
But yeah, going back to the C flap.
Silva with the throw, and the throw gets through. Shepard not able to stop that in the tag. He is safe at third on the double steal. Another runner will come around. Heads up base running there by the Steam to come around on the double steal to eliminate the double play ball, and then on the missed throw from Silva, get in, score another run. Played from behind, something you guys have gotten pretty familiar with. And Coach keeps talking about how gritty you guys are, not giving up on games, always staying in the fight. Something we saw last night, fought to the very end.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's not ideal to come from behind, but we got a lot of trust in our hitters, and we got some really good hitters on this team too, like Josh from JU, Clayton from JU, Gunner from Michigan State. So we got some guys that can really swing it, and so it's pretty fun being the comeback kids, but it's also nice playing with the lead. So hopefully going in the future we can be more familiar with playing with the lead.
Pass ball gets by Silva. Be no throw on that. And the Steam clear the bases here, take a 3-0 lead with 1 out in the top of the first. William John, the sophomore first baseman from Cornell, Loveland, Ohio, takes the 3-1 low, and he will march down to first base. Looks like Coach Lanning will come out to have a word with David Go. Coach Lanning, a very player-friendly coach. Talk about your guys' relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So Coach TJ has been awesome so far, and one thing that I really like about him is that we're all able to develop relationships really well from either pitchers or position players as well. He's an awesome guy, easy to talk to. He's fun to be around. He's easy to joke with, and he's also somebody that's stern and serious when it comes down to the point, being able to be disciplined and handle and basically lead the helm of the ship when it comes down to it. So it's been fun playing for him so far, and I'm looking forward to more games as well and learning from him, because he's got some good baseball knowledge to him as well. So looking forward to being able to pick up on some of the small details that he knows and implement it in my game as well.
Summer baseball, a chance for players to kind of work on a specific set of skills that they might want to take back to them with school if they did get a lot of playing time, or maybe just get some live at-bats and live fielding opportunities, in-game situation type things.
Yeah, definitely.
What's been the biggest thing you want to work on this summer?
For me, the biggest thing is seeing a lot of pitches and getting as many at-bats as possible. I played in almost 30 games this spring, but I started only about a handful. I came in as a defensive replacement a bunch. We had one of our better hitters over there at first, so I came in when we were up and closed the game out over at first defensively. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is coming in, getting a lot of at-bats, getting more comfortable in the box, seeing some higher competition, higher velos, and higher skilled pitchers as well.
One nice thing about Summer League is that you get guys from all across the board, D1 all the way down to JUCO, and it really is. It's not as big of a talent gap as other sports are between those guys that are D1 starters and guys from JUCO. So it is nice to see a variety of different players and be able to adapt your game.
Right. The one thing I'd say to that is, like in different sports, you can say, like you said, there's a talent gap. In baseball, there's not so much a talent gap; it's more of a consistency gap. The D1 guys, the high SEC, Power 5, Big Ten, all those players have a lot of talent. They strike their game all the time, but it's more consistency, and there's more consistent, basically flashes of talent. Versus when you get down to like a D3 or JUCO level, obviously there's guys that can flash that talent, but I guess they don't necessarily do it as often. So the D1 guys have got that more kind of refined skill, and that's basically the biggest difference. So it's fun to be able to learn from guys that are at the JUCO level and also learn from the guys that are at the D1 level.
First pitch to Carrington Cross is just outside from University of Cincinnati, the junior third baseman. Did not play in the previous game against the Copperheads. Fouls that one back behind the stands, makes it 1-2 here. Crowd's starting to file in here on a Saturday. Probably not going to see the same type of attendance we saw last night, 1,200. That's a pretty big number to beat, and I would assume being pretty much to every ballpark we're going to see this year, probably one of the highest attended games we'll see all season.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very fun experience being able to play in front of a crowd like 1,200. But yeah, it's especially coming from Concordia, which is a small Division II school in the Twin Cities. We definitely don't draw as many crowds like we do here with the Copperheads.
Got him swinging, or looking rather, for strike 3, so that's the second out. The first punch out for David Go. So with 2 outs here, Joshua Martini will step in. Takes strike number 1. Fouls that one back into the fence for strike number 2. Now 0-2 here for Martini. Go working, trying to get himself out of this inning, limit the damage to 3. Mitch, a little bit different view than what you're used to seeing when you at the games.
Oh, there we go. That's a nice strikeout. Good pitch from David Go.
Got him swinging for strike number 3. He gets out of the inning. And when we return, Copperheads will get the bats out. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the first, presented to you by Ohio Health. and presented to you by Larry's Doghouse. Back here in the bottom of the first inning, Trey Rocker steps up to the plate. Will lead it off for the Copperheads. Takes ball number 1. Joined here in this first inning by Copperheads first baseman Mitch Class. Sedric Granger on the PA duties today. So have a couple different guys come in and see what it's about. Takes ball number 2 there.
Yeah, we get to mix around, meet some new guys from the team, hear some different voices.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool fan experience.
Still trying to learn everybody's name myself, so nice to have you guys up here. Trey Rocker, 3-0. Trey Rocker, one of the higher on-base percentages on the team, and actually one of the higher in the entire league. I believe he was sitting somewhere in the 400 range, 400 or 500, getting on base this year. Yeah, sitting right at 500. Tied with you, actually.
Yeah.
500 on base
That's
percentage.
funny.
So takes walk number 1.
Yeah. Speaking of high on base percentage, that comes from all my walks that I've drawn. I'm not necessarily looking for walks. I'm not going up there with my approach to look for walks, but ends up just being where selectively aggressive at the plate, and the pitch isn't where I want it, so I'm disciplined enough to take it, and then it ends up being, I've got almost, 8, 9 walks in the season so far.
Carson Shepard steps in. Yep, 8 walks. 8 walks on the year in 14 at-bats. So batting average not as high, but smaller sample size. And I've talked about it a few times. Some of these guys on the team starting to either fall into a bit of a slump after starting off hot, or starting to come out of a slump after starting slow. We saw Ashton Thomas, who went 1 for 11 that first week, and then has really been tearing it up the whole week.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing about summer ball too, is that you come in from different schools that have different hitting philosophies and all that, and you end up getting your feet wet in summer ball and getting more comfortable, whether you're starting off hot, then you start cooling down, and then go back to kind of a plateau and even out, or start off cold and go heat up again. So it's cool to be able to get comfortable in the box again, and then start seeing more pitches and be more of yourself as a player.
And slumps do happen. That's something we see all the way up to the major league level. Guys will have a really bad month, and then they're kind of able to settle back in and really figure out everything.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where the mental side of baseball steps in, because obviously when you're having a slump or you're having a down week or so, it's pretty easy to get down on yourself and feel bad, but you always got to keep a positive attitude and realize that even if you're having a slump week, then the next week could be just as good or just way better, and you could even up. You could go for 0 for 10 for 1 week, and then the next week you go 9 for 10.
Sometimes all it takes, too, is one at-bat to kind of reset that. You clutch situation, something like that. You're like, all right, I'm back. Just do it like that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
2-2 to Carson Shepard. Rucker will go. The throw. Got him in a bit of a pickle here now. Rucker, a shifty guy. Try to get out of this one. Looks like they will get him out. So nice throw from the catcher, Joshua Martini. Throw was a little bit to that left side of second base, but Brennan Rowe able to reel it in and get Rucker, who's a quick guy on the base pad.
Right, that looked like a little bit of a mix-up of signs or a misread from the pitcher.
3-2 from Shepard is chopped over to Corey Miley. The throw is in time, and that will be 2 quick outs now for the Copperheads.
Bummer. Baseball can be a cruel game sometimes. Get a
Yes,
runner
it
on
can.
early, end up clearing the bases. But speaking of that, they can, on the hitting side of baseball as well, the offensive side, like Gunnar Aldrich, for example, is one of the guys that he's got a lower batting average than he liked, but all of his outs are loud outs, so he's lining out to center, lining out to left, lining up to right, and he can really swing it, but he's not benefiting from any of the fruits of his labor. So one of these days, one of these weeks, those balls will start dropping, and he'll spike that batting average pretty soon.
And that's something that's important when you do get guys on base, and sometimes a sac fly to right field is exactly what you need. You'd like to be able to get another guy back on base, but just getting a run across the plate is sometimes the most important.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when we're playing from a deficit like we have been recently, it's pretty easy to chip away.
They get Kyle Ratliff looking on that one, so the Copperheads go 1, 2, 3. Mitch, it was great for you to join me. Welcome back anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the second inning is presented to you by Jackie O's. For Copperheads fans over the age of 21, we invite you to try the Homer's Hazy IPA. Back here in the top of the second inning, David going to work against Harrison Barnes. So Harrison Barnes, the ninth hitter. And then it's back to the top of the order for the Cincinnati Steam. Joined this inning by Austin Wilson, the Director of Local Partnerships. Austin, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. A little bit different of a broadcast today, but excited that we could get some different voices on. Let
For sure.
people, find out more about these players, more about this organization, and the kind of things we do. So why don't you talk about what you do for the Copperheads?
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Local Partnerships for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and, it's been a tremendous experience for me. I mean, basically what I do is I try to get the team fed with some post-game meals, and I also try to draw in revenue through some local partnerships and giving Athens some exposure that it is deserved.
Big swing there from Harrison Barnes. Goes down on strikes. That goes second strikeout of the day. Stepping in now, Corey Miley, Copen State junior second baseman. Looks like that one went off Silva's shin guard. Did not go on the check swing. 1-0. Crowd's starting to kind of settle in here a little bit. Is seeing a little bit of orange tonight. It's Orange Night, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, so we're partnered with Snyder, Stroh, and Jarrett. They're a financial company here in Athens, and we're taking on the Orange Effect Night. So any kid that basically was wearing orange, they got in for free, and they're entered into a giveaway for a free hat, a autographed shirt by the whole team, as well as a brand new baseball glove.
That's awesome that you guys are able to find local sponsors that are willing to do things like that, especially. I mean, we've seen how much this team matters to this community. We had 1,200 people here last night for the game, so definitely awesome to be able to continue partnerships like that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Some of these local companies, and some of these companies local businesses rather, have been with the Copperheads for a really long time.
Mm-hmm. Snyderstro and Jarrett is actually one of those companies. They're our second longest company, I believe, behind. We have Ohio Health as our top sponsor. So Snyderstro and Jarrett is awesome. Love what they do, and we really have a great partnership, and they love the community, and the community loves this team. It means everything to these kids. This is as close as some kids actually get to seeing a professional game in person, so it's awesome.
See a lot of players interacting with the kids, before the game, after the game, sometimes even during the game. That little on-deck circle off to the left of your screen, kids like to hang out down there by the Copperheads dugout and talk to the guys a little bit. So
yeah, one of the great stories actually is Carson Shepard was actually in that on-deck circle, and a young fan, she was down there, and she had been a fan of him since, he was here at OU, and he said if he got on base, he would point to her, and he got on base with a single, and he pointed to her, and it meant the whole world to her. The mom sent us a DM on Instagram afterwards, and it was awesome.
That's awesome.
And that's what this team is really all about, is just giving back to the community.
It is, and it's always great to see things like that and hear stories, receive that kind of feedback, and that's something that not only means a lot to this community, but also gives these local businesses a reason to want to partner with us and promote be associated with such a community-based organization like this.
And with it being community-based, I mean, talk about taking a hit when COVID came into town. I mean, Copperheads were gone for 2 years, and you can just see the community with the businesses, with fans, with the kids. They're ecstatic that we're back, and it's showing in attendance and showing with posts on social medias. Like they really love this team, and it really means a lot to me to actually be a part of this, because I wanted to come here and make sure that this lasted and came back, and we're having a stellar season.
Bit of a disappointment last season. I was a member of the staff last year, and one of the biggest uncertainties of the team was the organization was, are we going to be able to do this? Is this going to be financially feasible? Are we going our business is going to want to continue to partner with us? We're uncertain about what kind of things we're going to be able to do as far as attendance and are things like, is it just going to be feasible? And ultimately we came to the decision that it wasn't. But being back in the organization again this year, now my second year with the team, it's pulling off a season is really incredible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it took the whole team. It goes all the way from Coach TJ recruiting the players to the players on the field to even our game day staff, just making sure all the children and all of our fans are safe and enjoying a great time.
We'll take, not sure what the discussion on the mound is, but appears the umpires are convening. We'll take a quick break here, and when we figure out what's going on, we will return. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the second inning, we had a turf malfunction on the mound, so had to take a quick break and get all that sorted out. Shout out to the team here for getting everything figured out, squared away, and baseball will be back underway. It looked like there was some kind of tear or little rip or something in the mound, and so they got all that figured out. Pitch is fouled back by Tommy Thaman. Tommy Thaman last time against the Copperheads, 0 for 2 with 3 walks. And those 3 walks were really the undoing, or part of the undoing for the Copperheads, is 10 total walks in that game. And that really was the start of the end for that game. Copperheads allowed 15 runs in the loss, 15-8, the final score in that game. Joined by Austin Wilson in the booth here today for this second inning, Director of Local Partnerships for the Copperheads. Sedric on the PA tonight, so had to do a little bit of an adjusting, different type of broadcast. Ball gets past Gunnar Aldrich, outstretched gloves. Another run will come across, so that is a RBI single for Tommy Thaman. Cincinnati Steam lead 4-0 here. Stepping into the box now will be the sophomore shortstop, number 33, Brennan Rowe, hitting out of that third position. Northern Kentucky University from Powell, Ohio. Went 2 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI against the Copperheads last week. Takes strike number 1. Austin, what has been your favorite part about being here at the ballpark now, seeing couple Copperheads games? And
Yeah, I mean, so being here at the ballpark, I mean, it's the fan engagement for me. Being able to also bring partnerships and activate those partnerships and help out in that way, and being able to give these kids and these fans like something that they'll never forget.
Foul tip into the glove of Sebastian Silva is out number 2. So 2 outs now here for the Copperheads, trailing 4-0. Yeah, we were talking before the game, Austin, and we were going to kind of get everything set up for you to come in during the first inning, but had some sponsorship stuff to take care of. So.
Yes, sir. Yep, so tonight's sponsor is Snyder, Stroh, and Jared. They're sponsoring this game in-house, and they've been one of the greatest sponsors for a long time. So just enjoying being able to talk to Shane Jarrett and Mark Snyder, and they're absolutely wonderful, and they're great people. They actually do a seat upgrade of the game, so they bought 4 season passes, so they get to sit up in the season ticket holder area, and they give that away every single game to someone who bought general admission.
Awesome little promotion from them, and of course the fans thank them, the lucky fans that they get to take advantage of that. But that's one of the things that we've kind of noticed is that each one of these local sponsors kind of find their own little unique thing to do, whether that's, Jackie O's making the beer or Snyder, Stroh, and Garrett doing the seat upgrade, or different little things like that. The Steak and Shakes, their mini game, things like that. And it's really special is that something you guys work with them to try and come up with their own little thing, or do they come to you with an idea?
So it's a little bit of a mix of both. Sometimes we take things from previous years that we've learned about through our executive director, Annie. She's fantastic. So we take things
Got him on the tag. Gunnar Aldrich makes the play from Sebastian Silva. Stick around, folks. Austin will be back for this bottom of the second inning. We'll get to finish that story. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but still playing a baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
When we return, it will be the bottom of the second. Copperheads trying to get a couple runs back here. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning is brought to you today by Steak and Shake. Josh Steidel, the first to bat for the Copperheads, hitting out of the number 4 position today. He just DHing today, giving Sebastian Silva a chance to work behind the dish. Takes strike number 1, now 1-1 for Josh Steidel. Austin, going back to what we talked about in that last inning with working with these sponsors, I felt bad I kind of cut you off, so
all good, man.
You want to continue
All
that
good.
story?
Yeah, so just kind of giving back to the kids and things like that. When it comes to partnership activation, one of the things we like to do is give away some items. So like tonight, like I mentioned before, it's going to be an autographed T-shirt, a brand new baseball glove, and a hat as well. So it's going to be awesome. There's going to be 3 lucky winners, and they're all going to receive something because why not?
And talking about these, Steidel takes that one, looks like off the elbow maybe. Hopefully he's okay.
That never feels good.
No, it cannot. So he'll get on first base here with no outs. As Mason Adolny steps in. Try and get a couple of these runs back. So the in-game promotion aspect of it, is that something you guys kind of work with the sponsors to come up with, or do they come to you with their own type of ideas?
Right. So we take some from like prior years. Like I said, Annie is our executive director, and she has so much insight. She's worked in minor league baseball, marketing agencies, things like that, and she has such great insight. So we'll take some things from past years, and then we'll bring it to the table. And sometimes they actually come to us with an idea that they want to do, and we'll fulfill that and make sure our partners are happy. And it also adds a really cool idea that maybe we hadn't thought of before.
It's always great to come to the ballpark every day and see which kind of promotions. I know you guys spend a lot of time, you and the rest of the staff spend a lot of time making sure they're coordinated and fun and helpful for all the different sponsors and trying to get as many people involved as you can.
Right. Yeah, we have some favorites that always run up and try to get into the little games, and then we also have some that, we walk around and they may be shy at first, and then they have tons of fun once they get out on the field.
2-2 now to Mason Adolny as he takes the pitch on that outside part of the plate. Runner on first. Copperheads trail by 4 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch from Nadolny is sent out to right field. Garrett Scott makes the catch, and Steidel will retreat back to first base. 1 out. In steps Maverick Stallings, the newest Copperhead. Joined the team just a few days ago, and in his 3rd appearance, 2nd straight start. One thing Coach Lanning kind of talked about was this first couple games trying to mix up the lineups, and we've seen that with all different people. Something I talked to Mitch Class about as Steidel goes. Got him out on the throw. Joshua Martini, that's the 2nd tag out he's got at second base today.
He did a little fancy spin there to get him, too.
He did. Brennan Rowe showing off the athleticism to get Steidel, who really close play at the bag there for that 2nd out. So base is now empty for Maverick Stallings. 2 outs. 1 kick the deal. In there for strike number 1. So we always hear about the learning lab experience, and something you and I are probably tired of hearing at this point, that phrase. But what do you think is the biggest thing that you've taken away so far from your opportunity with the Copperhead, and what's something you'd like to work on?
Yeah, so the main thing that I took away is Annie put a lot of trust into me to go out to these businesses, kind of go out there, give my pitch without giving me any insight, and told me that, like, hey, you're going to learn. That's all that matters.
Rung him up for strike 3 looking. So the Copperheads go down here in the bottom of the second. Still trying to get that elusive first hit of the game. When we return, will be the top of the third inning. Austin, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube.
All right.
Back here for the top of the third inning, and the top of the third is presented to you by OUCU Financial, where you belong. Back here in the top of the third inning, Copperheads outfielder Diego Ortiz joining me. Diego, nice to have you.
Hello, thank you for having me.
A little bit different of a broadcast today. We've Sedric covering down, working the PA today, so figured it'd be a nice opportunity to get some of the players in and learn a little bit more about you guys, about this team. And
really good idea, really entertaining.
3-0 pitch to Luke Hohen from St. Leo College. 3 for 4, 2 runs, 3 RBIs last week against the Copperheads. Got in there for strike one. It's now 3-1. Diego, you are from Puerto Rico, and kind of tell me about what that's been like growing up there and then coming here to go to college and play baseball.
So yeah, I'm originally from Carolina, Puerto Rico, and that's not. And yeah, I've been through my junior year of high school. Then I went to Orlando to study my senior year, and then went to college at UAB in Alabama, Birmingham.
And you said you'll be transferring from there.
Yeah, yes sir.
Just a different change of scenery.
Yeah,
or?
Just trying something different. You know, I mean, I tried Alabama. It's pretty nice city, Birmingham. But yeah, onto different things.
Absolutely, a change of pace is always nice. A lot of guys do that, and sometimes, you know, you might fall in love with somewhere and then just not quite it or what have you. So we wish you the best of luck in transferring, but all that can't happen until the summer league season's over. What are you looking forward to most about improving your game this year?
I'm just really trying to have fun, live the moment. Like, I've never done this before, like broadcasting and stuff like that. But I'm trying to see some pitchers, live ABs, trying to see some different pitches from different pitchers. And yeah, just play the game.
Did you have much playing time at UAB this year?
Not really. I got redshirted my freshman year. So yeah.
Summer ball, a great opportunity for you guys to kind of see all different skill levels. And that was something I was talking to Mitch about earlier in the broadcast, about just the different type of things you'll see in summer ball, and and kind of how that helps you learn who you are as not only offensively but also defensively too, what kind of adjustments you have to make to your game.
I feel like I played all 3 outfielders, so I'm just trying to like see all different 3 spots the whole summer so I can get like used to it more, since I originally play most right field. So yeah, just see different point of views on those 3 spots defensively.
Has the outfield always really been your spot?
I've been a pitcher. I played first baseman, third, but mostly outfielder. Yeah.
Chopped foul for Luke Cohen. So full count, 2 outs here for David Go, trying to work himself into a scoreless inning. Cincinnati's team lead 4-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Diego, what's been your favorite part about being with this team now about 11 games into the season?
My favorite thing about this team is how much fun we have, the chemistry we have on and off the field. We're all roommates. We live in the same house, so it's been really fun. That's the most important thing about this team.
It appears they called that ball foul before Nadolny was able to make a play on it. So we will do it again here. Full count, 2 outs, nobody on. Were you able to see that ball? It kind of looks like it.
Confused.
There's a shot out to center.
Yeah,
Kyle Ratliff makes the play. So a little bit of an applause up here in the press box. When we return, we will hear more from Diego Ortiz.
Yes, sir.
You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the 3rd, presented to you by Eclipse Company Store. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, Gunnar Aldrich steps up to the plate, drives a ground ball over to the shortstop Rowe. Able to make the throw. Nice throw there from Brennan Rowe to get that first out of the inning. Back here with Copperheads outfielder Diego Ortiz. And Diego, we were talking during the break about the different weather up here. Has that been a bit of an adjustment than what you're used to?
Oh yeah. And Puerto Rico is always the same weather, same heat, same humidity. So I mean, when it gets cooler, it gets good weather.
I think something that comes as a bit of a shock to people that aren't from the Midwest area, and they come up here for the summer and they realize that mornings can be 45 or 50 degrees, and then by noon it's 95 and sunny, and then by 6 p.m. it's 80 and raining. So
it rains a lot here too.
It does, and hopefully if it does rain, it kind of goes away before game time. But if not, probably a much needed rest day would be in order then. And Talk about that first week, something that a lot of the guys have said they're not really used to playing every single day. And
yeah, in college you usually play the whole weekend and sometimes the week during the week, but here's every day.
We got back from that road trip.
Yeah. Oh,
and
long road trips.
I was like, man, I'm tired just from sitting on the bus. And like I talk the entire game, but you guys are out there playing. And some of these games we talked about were, 90, 95 degrees temperature, triple digits on the field. So I can't imagine how tiring that is for you guys. Ian Crump will go down on strikes. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Stepping in for the Copperheads will be Sebastian Silva, Virginia Military Institute from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Sophomore catcher getting the start behind the dish tonight. And did you know anybody when you first committed to come down here, or?
Not really, no. There was someone from UAB that thought about going here, but he never ended up coming here. So, but anyway, that's my roommate batting right there, 29.
Great that you guys have already started to develop a relationship together, but I guess not knowing anybody before you come down here, and then somebody hands you a room key and they're like, this is who you're living with all summer. But that's good. You guys have been able to build that relationship a little bit. Do you guys kind of coach each other up and work with each other on stuff?
After the game, we usually dedicate 10 minutes of recap of the game, what happened during the game. But after that, it's just a break from the field, the heat, and the game. So we try to keep our stuff baseball-wise in the field, and outside the field, it's just chilling and having fun.
What's been your favorite part about being down in Athens this summer?
Pretty much the whole atmosphere, all the venues, everything. I like it, especially the off days when we take the day to chill and go around town. Those are the most fun days.
Athens a little bit different of an experience in the summer than it is during the school year, but something I've really enjoyed my time down here, as well. As Silva will draw a walk, bringing Trey Rocker up to the plate. Trey, a guy that knows how to get on base, one of the higher on-base percentages on the team. Fans starting to come in here a little bit tonight. What was the biggest thing you took away from last night's game? Just the environment.
Yeah, it was pretty loud. It got pretty loud at the end when we tried to make a comeback. It gets rowdy up in here.
It does. Had about 1,200 people packed in here last night. That was the attendance count that I got. Chopper over to Cross at third. Throw over to first is in time. So Copperheads go down here in the bottom of the third. Diego, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And good luck the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir.
When we return, it will be the top of the fourth inning. Here you're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. back here in the top of the 4th inning. Top of the 4th is presented to you today by Larry's Doghouse. If you're out at the ballpark, make sure to try the Copperheads Crunch Dog. Larry's Doghouse serving up all the stadium dogs and pulled pork nachos that the fans love. Back here for the top of the 4th, new pitcher for the Copperheads, the freshman right-hander Andrew Yeary from Edison State. Steps in to go to work. 1-1 to Carrington Cross, who made the play to end that bottom of the 3rd. Joined now by Copperheads pitcher Colin Ryan. Colin, how are you today?
Thanks for having me.
A little bit different of a broadcast today. We've got Sedric covering down on PA duties tonight, so figured we'd get a couple of you guys in here and just learn a little bit more about you, let the fans hear a little bit more about you. So, Colin, what's been your favorite part about this team, favorite part about being in Athens so far this summer?
I'd say Athens is a really special place. It's a nice small town. All the people here are really nice and welcoming. I'd say it's cool being around the team. Yeah, it's a whole new group of friends already.
From Linderhurst, New York, go to Stony Brook University. Looks like you had a. Did you get much playing time this year in school, or?
I missed my freshman year due to injury, so no innings yet for me.
Trying to use summer ball to kind of get healthy, get back into the game, and.
Yeah, that's what it is. I haven't thrown in the game in over a year, so it's really just get some work in.
6. Looks like a 5-4-3 double play there. Carson Shepard making some plays out here. 2 outs quickly for the Copperheads. So that's what we talked to Mitch, talked to Diego about that. Guys coming into summer ball, just kind of wanted to work on things a little bit. Is that just kind of what you wanted? Try to get healthy, get some live at bats and things like that, or?
It's really just getting back to how everything was before, getting some work in, just having some fun playing some baseball.
Absolutely. This team last night showed a lot of grit coming back, down pretty big early. I know the pitching kind of got away, working some new guys in, but you guys were able to claw back. Luke Borer, really nice outing from him to kind of keep you guys in that game, let the offense go to work. Talk about the relationship that the pitchers have with each other, like in the bullpen and
I mean, it's a bond with the pitchers. We spend all day of every day together. A bunch of bullpen games, a lot of laughs. It's a good time.
Don't usually get to see it, blocked by the fence down there, but it always looks like you guys are having a pretty good time during warm-ups. And
get a work in, but throw the football around. Yeah, it's fun down there.
I'm curious about that. So we've seen a lot of teams do that. Is that like a constructive warm-up, or is that just you guys having fun before you play baseball?
I don't really know what's behind it. I'm not sure, but I know some pitchers do like to throw the football around before they really get into their mound work and whatever they got to do. But it's just fun for us. We just have a good time throwing it around.
Interesting. It's like I said, I've seen you guys do it, obviously, and seen quite a few other teams warming up, running. They'll have some of the infield guys running routes against the pitchers, and it's making a bit of a competition. Runner goes. Silva not able to glove that one, or no play on that, so it'll be a stolen base for Martini. Rather, a stolen base for Harrison Barnes. Corey Miley in the box now. 2-1 count, working against Yeary. Big swing there from him. 2-2. As pitchers, do you guys kind of like to work with each other and talk about, you know, maybe want to improve on this here and improve on this there, or is it swing there?
Absolutely.
Tip.
It's huge getting feedback from your guys, because sometimes you really see what you're doing and then you hear something from another guy and you can fix things. It's great getting feedback from each other.
2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Copperheads trail 4-0. Chopper to Shepard. Throw over to first. Got him on the play. So a couple really nice defensive plays from the Copperheads get them out of this jam. No runs come across here in the top of the fourth. When we return, we will hear from Colin Ryan once again. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth presented to you by Ohio Health. Back here in the bottom of the fourth, Carson Shepard trying to get things going for the Copperheads, joined by Colin Ryan in the booth. Takes strike number one right there. Bit of a different view today for you, Colin, sitting up here in the booth with us. And watching, do you guys like to watch the other pitchers too while you're on defense, or see kind of what they're working with?
Yeah, we do look at the other pitchers. It's nice to, you know, if we see things, it's also an extra eye for the hitters, give them an advice, maybe they're tipping pitches. It's always good to have extra eyes on the opposing pitcher.
Explain tipping pitches to some of our fans at home that might not be as familiar with that kind of thing.
Tipping pitches is a way that a pitcher will kind of give away what pitch they're going to throw based on little movements in their delivery or where their hands are held. Anything like that just gives a little advantage to the hitters if they can pick up on it.
Something that the casual fan at home might not notice, but somebody with baseball experience, and it's something you pick up on, and especially playing these guys, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year, it's something that I think you guys will probably be able to notice more and more by the time we get to that 4th, 5th, 6th game. We see a team.
Yeah, absolutely. The more we see the pitchers, the more we'll have a feel of what they're going to throw.
Kind of Ratliff awaits the pitch. The 1-0. In there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Not sure about that one. Bit of an angle off to the right side of the batter's box, but sometimes pitches kind of look a little bit closer than they are from up here, so I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. But as a fan of the team, of course, I'm
Yeah.
Always upset by calls like that.
It's nice to get those as a pitcher.
Absolutely it is. That's something you're probably very thankful for.
Oh, yeah.
Big swing there from Ratliff. 2-2 now to him. And earlier in this game, we saw a turf malfunction on the mound. And as a pitcher, is that something that can kind of throw off your game if there is a little bit of a discrepancy on the mound, like with the actual mound itself?
Yeah, definitely. It could take some adjusting.
Wow. I don't know about that one. William Schultz, thankful to get that call, I think, is Ratliff one of those guys that can change a game with the swing of a bat.
Tough at bat for Kyle.
Steidel will step in now. 2 outs. Steidel, another one of those guys that can change a game with just one swing. We saw that here on opening night, as well as a couple of times through that first week, giving him Player of the Week honors, the 1-0. Big swing there. Looks like that will go visit your friends over there in the bullpen. 1-1 now to Steidel. Beautiful night here for baseball. Bob Wren Stadium. Temperatures have started to go down after it really has been a scorcher all week.
Yeah, finally got a nice cool day here.
Originally from New York, correct?
Yeah, New York.
So you're used to the changing weather a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit cooler down there than it is here.
Not quite the Midwest crazy of 45 in the morning, 90 at noon, and then 60 and raining in the afternoon.
Something else.
Something all these guys are getting used to as time goes on. Steidel, second free base of the day, took one off the forearm or the elbow last time at bat, and now drawing a walk here. Madolny stepping in. Copperheads trailing by 4, still chasing that elusive first hit, and as a pitcher, that's, if you were William Schultz there, not giving up a hit, even though you still have given up those walks, not giving up a hit through 4 innings has got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, he's rolling. He's in a good rhythm. We're gonna see what we can do to get him out of that. Get something going on the offensive side.
What's something that would aside from a big base hit, or obviously like a home run or something, what's something that a hitter could do to kind of try to throw you off your game a little bit?
It's the little things, maybe stepping out, taking more time to get back in the box, maybe get a walk, try and steal a base, fake steal, anything that would try and throw off the pitcher a little bit.
Seen a couple guys on this team that are absolute nightmares for pitchers on the mound, guys like Trey Rocker, Carson Shepard, speedy guys on the base, like to dance around a little bit over there at first. That's something you guys obviously notice.
Yeah, we have a few guys that could fly.
Steidel, tough break there. Kind of lost that one a little bit is what it looks like. Tried to step over it, but not able to get out of the way of that. Copperheads go down here in the bottom of the 4th. Colin, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you having you on. And
yeah, thanks for having me.
Hope to hear from you soon. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
When we return, it'll be the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the fifth inning. Top of the fifth inning presented to you by Jackie O's. For Copperheads fans over the age of 21, highly recommend trying out that Homer's Hazy IPA, the special beer Jackie O's has made for the Copperheads this year. 2-0 pitch to Tommy Thaman, working against Andrew Yeary, is in there for a strike. 2-1 now to Thaman. Copperheads trail by 4 here in the top of the fifth inning. Tim Hanna on the call tonight, going solo. Sedric Granger covering down at the PA spot tonight. So had a couple of guests join us already. Had Mitch Class, Diego Ortiz, and Colin Ryan from the Copperheads, as well as Copperheads Director of Local Partnerships, Austin Wilson, join us on the broadcast as there's a walk for Tommy Thaman. Brennan Rowe will step up to the plate now and try and keep things going. Brennan Rowe, the hot dog hitter tonight at the ballpark, and hot dog hitter, if Andrew Yeary able to strike him out, hot dogs will be $1 for the remainder of the inning. Yeary looks on, steps off the mound, will kind of fake a throw back over there to first base. One to kick the deal. Chopped foul towards the backstop. So 0-1 for Brennan Rowe. A little bit of action going around the GLSCL tonight. Richmond Jazz trail the Hamilton Joes 4-0 in the top of the fifth as there's a fly ball out to center field. Trey Rocker and Kyle Ratliff collide there, and that'll be a double for Brennan Rowe. Hope those two guys are okay out there on the mound, or out there in the outfield rather. Bit of an unusual circumstance there. Normally Rucker and Ratliff pretty well communicative between the two. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Luke Hohen. Hohen will take ball low. Ball 1 low. Beautiful night for baseball here in Athens, Ohio, Bob Wren Stadium. That ball is sliced foul. And on to retrieve that ball is number 11, Clayton Hodges, showing off his speed there as the ball boy running to retrieve that ball. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there for Hohen. In the DH role today, hitting out of that number 4 spot. Steam with 2 on, threatening with no outs. 1 and 2. Wanting to kick the deal from Yeary. Chop over to third. That ball will go foul just past the outstretched arms of Carson Shepard. Didn't really get a chance to go over the defensive alignment for the Copperheads as we got to hear from some of the players. So at Andrew Yeary on the mound today, Sebastian Silva getting the start behind the dish. Mason Adolny, Gunnar Aldrich, Maverick Stallings, and Carson Shepard. The infield will remain the same as it was last night. Ian Crump, Kyle Ratliff, and Trey Rucker out there in the outfield. David Go went a couple of innings earlier as there's a chopper towards the mound. 1 run will come across. The throw from Ratliff. Well, there will be no throw from Ratliff. As 2 runs come across now here in the top of the 5th. The Cincinnati Steam now lead 6-0 here with no outs. As I mentioned earlier, a couple of other games going around the Great Lakes League tonight. The Hamilton Joes lead the Richmond Jazz 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The Muskegon Clippers lead the Michigan Monarchs 3-2 in the top of the 6th. Sandusky Ice Haulers and Royal Oak Leprechauns are locked at 3 apiece in the bottom of the 4th. And Lima Locos taking care of Jetbox Baseball Club 6-0 in the top of the 5th. This game also 6-0, top 5. Cincinnati Steam leads 6-0 over the Copperheads. There's a throw back to first. In the box is William John. Goes down on goes down on strikes. 1 and 2 to him. Sophomore first baseman from Loveland, Ohio. Attends Cornell University. 1-2 pitch from Yuri. Chopped fair. Silva will, never mind, no. Call that a foul. Must have hit inside that batter's box. Copperheads getting into a bit of trouble here with the walks in the early part of this game. There's a strike in there. And John will go down on strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Now joined by Copperheads Vice President?
Executive Director
Annie Valent. Nice to have you on the broadcast.
Hey, thanks, Tim. It's nice to be here. It's a beautiful day in Athens, Ohio.
It is. Not quite the crowd we saw last night. 1,200 people here last night, so great job by everyone involved making that night such a success. It was definitely awesome to be up here in the booth.
It's a special place here. Community-owned, student-operated, Southern Ohio Copperheads, celebrating 20 years this summer. Had a great group of students, great partners.
So talk about that for the fans at home that might not know the kind of opportunities that very close play from Nadolny there to try and get Scott out on the grounder. Not able to hold on to that one. So 2 on now for the Steam. But talk about the kind of opportunities that students can get to learn here at the Copperheads for fans that might not be familiar with what we do.
Yeah, so the Copperheads is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. No one individual owns the team. We're led by a number of community board members and fully operated by anywhere from 30 to 40 students year-round. Most of these students are pursuing a degree in sport management or other business-related or communications-related degrees. And we've been around for 20 years. All the credit goes to Dr. Andy Kreutzer, Alan Geiger, and a number of other, Joe Carbone, a number of other individuals who have now retired from the university who thought up, hey, why not bring a baseball team to Athens while also providing a learning lab for students? And we're really blessed. We have a number of alumni who work all across the sport and entertainment industry. I think Allie LaForce, some of you out there are familiar with Allie. She is an NBA analyst and often on TNT for the NBA Finals. And she, and ESPN, was that? ESPN had the finals?
I believe she started with ESPN and
then
went to TNT.
She was a color commentator one year before my time here. But we have a number of alumni who have worked with the Copperheads and got their start. And I'm excited for you and your colleagues to see where you end up, right? And cheer you on.
My second year in the organization now, and it's been great to kind of see really how much this team means to this community. We weren't able to play baseball last summer, but still able to get out into the community, still interact with the youth, and now being back. I mean, last night was incredible.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, we have a really good team, too, not just of students, but of players. And Coach Lanning and Chase Harris, who is on our 2018 championship team, who's now serving as the pitching coach and finished his career at Ohio University on their baseball team. We're really, really lucky, and everyone's bought in. And I have a soft spot for the Copperheads. This is my 8th year with the organization, and really focused and challenged you all in keeping those tickets at $5 and free parking, and partnering up with local businesses so that we can keep the Copperheads as the most affordable means of outdoor entertainment in the summer, right? So it's really fun to see so many families here enjoying baseball here in Athens.
8 years with the organization. What would you say has been your favorite memory since working here with the team?
The year we won the championship was pretty flippin' special. That was fun. That was the first time the Copperheads had actually won the championship. We had been in the finals a couple times, but that was really special. But this year, I'd say opening night was probably my favorite, simply because we had to sit out for 2 years, as you know, due to COVID, and it's been starting a new baseball team that happens to have 20 years of history, right? So I'd say opening night this past year, June 7th, was my favorite, and to have a walk-off win followed by some fireworks, it was fun.
It really was, and not an empty seat in the house for that game either. So props to the ticket sales people and the marketing people and everybody that was able to make that such a great night.
And my full-time boss, Dean Jackie, right, stepped in, and the College of Business was our presenting sponsor for that night. So they were able to help us make sure we could have fireworks that night. So that was really special as well.
Steam get a couple of runs there off of really a couple tough breaks fielding-wise. Carson Shepard not able to hold on to one. Mason Nadolny lets one get by him.
What about you? What's your favorite memory? You're a double cheddar, what we call it, 2 years with the Cheds.
I would say up to this point, it would have to be either the opening night here, or if we want to talk about last summer, the pulling off the first hitting clinic that we did, the youth clinic. It was difficult getting them started. We did have the rain out, and I was able to learn that every outdoor event needs a rain out date, but part of the experience. So being able to finally pull that first one off, no weather issues, getting everything coordinated was really special too. We had about 100 kids at that first event too, so our biggest one, and went really well.
Yeah, hats off to you and your buddies who planned those. So what was it? Almost 300 kids or over 300 kids. We were able to go out into the surrounding communities and still push the Copperheads brand. It's more than just a summer baseball team, right? Again, trying to go out to the youth and encourage them through positivity and sport, specifically baseball. And thanks to our partners at Ohio Health, we were able to make that happen. Last summer, every kid got fed and a shirt and had a great day. And you spearheaded that effort, so thanks, Tim.
It was a great chance to get out, and enjoyed coaching baseball last summer too, so it was nice to kind of work on my coaching skills a little bit too, helping all the kids out.
Sorry you lost it in the playoffs there, you know.
Yeah, for those who don't follow Alexander Youth Baseball, my team, the Orioles, were defeated by Annie's Tigers in the semifinal game.
Go Tigers.
Strike.
What do you think about the atmosphere here, Tim? Because this is your first year, second year with the organization, first year being able to be here at Bob Wren.
Being on the road with this team every day and being able to see the different ballparks and all those kind of things, we definitely have the best environment in the league as far as interacting with the fans and things that go on around in the ballpark. A lot of the different teams in the league don't quite have the following I think that we have. So it's been really cool to see all the people that come out and see the interaction between the kids and the players, and so it's been really awesome. And like I said, I think this is one of the nicer, more active environments in the league. There's some very nice facilities. Obviously, all the teams take care of their players and their staff really well, but as far as fan engagement, we're head and shoulders above the rest. 1 run will come in there. 2 runs will come in on the RBI double from Tommy Thaman. 2 more coming across. Copperheads will need to score a couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to avoid the run rule, which unfortunately we've seen a few too many times this season already. Hoping to avoid another one here. It appears we'll have a pitching change, so we will take a short break, and when we return, we will continue this top of the 5th inning. We're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Jared Oaks steps in now for the Copperheads on the mound. He will first go to work against Brennan Rowe. Copperheads in a bit of a jam here, down 10 in the top of the 5th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Tim Hanna on the call today. Sedric covering down. Carson Shepard lays out for that one, not able to make a play. And another run will come over as the throw not in time. Brennan Rowe extended that into a double. So another run will come across for the Cincinnati Steam, making it 11-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Copperheads still without a hit. 4 errors. Really been the undoing of this team today. Luke Hohen steps in now. Great to hear from, big thank you rather, to hear from Mitch Class, Austin Wilson, the Director of Local Partnerships, Diego Ortiz, Colin Ryan, And most recently, Annie Valent, the executive director for the Copperheads. The 0-1 is low. It will be 1-1 now for Hohen. Cincinnati's team today, 11 runs off 8 hits. Copperheads, no runs off no hits and 4 errors. Chopper to Shepard, who will make the throw over to Nadolny to retire the sides. Cincinnati's team get 5 or 7 in the inning. Is that... Looks like they'll call that a foul ball, rather. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll do it again here at 1-2. Top of the 5th inning here. Oaks will look on. The 1-2. Fouled straight back into the fence. Do it again here. Cincinnati's team able to take advantage of some errors by the Copperheads today. 4 of them, as a matter of fact. Copperheads trying to get back into the win column for the first time in a few days on a 3-game losing streak, and not really been able to find it offensively, and unfortunately the pitching is partially to blame for that as well. A couple of new guys getting in. There's a fair ground ball over to Carson Shepard, who throws it to Nadolny, and this time retires the sides. Cincinnati's team gets 7 runs in that inning, and we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning when we return. The bottom of the 5th inning, presented by Steak and Shake. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th, brought to you today by Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake provided the post-game meals yesterday for the visiting Licking County Settlers, and as well as the home team Copperheads. Stepping into the box now for the Copperheads will be sophomore shortstop, number 25, Maverick Stallings, hitting out of that 6th position. St. John's River State College. Apopka, Florida, takes that one in for a strike. It'll be 0-1 to him. Maverick Stallings joined the team just a couple days ago. Got his first start yesterday against the Licking County Settlers. Went 2 for 5 with a strikeout, and was caught stealing once. The 1-1 is in there for a strike on a nice breaking ball. So 1-2 to Maverick Stallings. The 1-2, the hesitation. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Running over to try to make the play was Garrett Scott, not able to get there in time as that ball kind of hit the wall. Saw almost scary incident yesterday as Trey Rocker, playing right field, went over, tried to make a play, ended up jumping over the wall into the Settlers dugout to prevent himself from crashing into the wall. The 1-2 pitch is high. 80-mile-an-hour fastball, just missing that top part of the zone. Make it 2-2 now for Maverick Stallings. Chopper over to shortstop is in time, so Stallings will go down. Stepping into the box now is the Michigan State man, Gunnar Aldrich, senior second baseman. Playing a lot of second base this year for the Copperheads. Hitting a 167, but like we heard earlier in the broadcast, lots of loud at-bats for Gunnar Aldrich this year. Fly balls out to the outfield, and we saw him hit that first home run on opening night here, and just trying to kind of work himself back out of the slump as that 80-mile-an-hour fastball misses on the top part of the plate. 1-0 here to Aldrich. There's a shot out to center field. Harrison Barnes gets underneath it, makes the play. 2 gone now for the Copperheads. Here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to get a couple of runs back to avoid the run rule. Ian Crump will step in now. Miles Community College from Rapid City, South Dakota. Had a pretty impressive year at Miles this year. 53 games, hit .304, 5 home runs, and 47 RBIs as there's a chopper over to third base. Carrington Cross makes the play to retire the sides. When we return here in the top of the 6th inning, Copperheads will look to hold the steam and get out of the inning. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. back here for the top of the 6th inning. Top of the 6th inning presented by OUCU Financial, where you belong. Joined here in the top of the 6th inning by co-general manager Chris Marks. Chris, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty well. This game's been a little bit tough for us, but that's a great way to start the top of the 6th. I'm very happy about that.
Kyle Ratliff makes the play out there in center field. Chris, the longest tenured student employee for this organization in your 3rd year.
Yes, sir,
with
I am.
the team.
Yeah, I started out as director of ticket sales into director of marketing and now co-general manager of internal operations. So you all got to see me jogging onto the field to handle the turf issue earlier.
Taking care of business to keep things going here. Gets a called strike there. Something the fans have really liked to see. We've started to see them kind of get back into this game a little bit as Garrett Scott stands on and swings at that one. And Garrett Scott trying to avoid being the 2nd beer batter in a row. We saw the beer batter and the hot dog hitter last night come through. We'll see if at least the beer batter can come through tonight. Oaks delivers. Swing and a miss, and
there
we
go.
got it. Garrett Scott tips his hat to the crowd, maybe trying to hook this crowd up, but nonetheless, the fans loving that. Probably their new favorite member of the Cincinnati Steam.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will now see massive lines forming at the beer cave here at Bob Wren, so that'll be good. We got to do something down 11-0.
Well, as we saw last night, Chris, doesn't matter how many we're down. If this team's battling, the crowd will get behind them. And
oh, absolutely. And
talk about that environment last night.
It was a rally cap environment. It was absolutely outstanding. I mean, watching those guys absolutely grind it out and fight to the very last at bat was amazing. And I live in the team house with the guys, and you know, there weren't a lot of heads hanging low after that. Like, they know that they really fought hard and tried to turn that around. It was an incredible performance. One of the best innings of baseball I've ever watched.
Chris in his 3rd year as a Copperhead, his first real season as a Copperhead, joined the organization during the pandemic, and then coworker of mine last year, and we were kind of able to do some fun events and get out in the community, spread the word a little bit, but not quite able to put a season together just due to all the uncertainty and some of the financials behind it. But Chris, I know you've been working tirelessly, I think, since the day that we stopped working on last summer's project. You kind of immediately just jumped right back in it. And
yes, sir, yeah. We wrapped up around August 15th, and then by September 1, Charlie, the other co-general manager, and I hit the ground running, started working with our wonderful sponsors and working with Coach TJ to put a team on the field and have some summer baseball out here in Athens. Ooh.
Low pitch there from Oaks.
It's just been absolutely incredible finally getting to see what the Copperheads represent and what they are to this community. It's been nothing less than incredible.
Throw from Shepard gets him out of the inning, and we'll see. Chris, you going to be able to stick around another inning for us?
I think I will, although I do have to hop out and take a phone call very quickly.
Absolutely. Well, that's what commercial breaks are for, so we will be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Bottom of the sixth inning presented today by Eclipse Company Store. Sebastian Silva steps in and shoots that one down the left field line over into the crowd.
A lovely catch by a member of our board right there, catching that foul ball.
One kid will go home with a foul ball, and one of the cool things about the Copperheads is that kids do get to go home with their foul balls, a little bit different than some of the other parks. So all about keeping the kids engaged.
Yeah, that's thanks to a sponsor agreement, actually. And that's the big thing is the communities wants all the kids out there having fun, enjoying summer baseball, because without it, you know, where are people going to be? Like, the movies are so expensive right now and everything like that, but here, a $5 ticket price, everyone can come here, have some fun, grab some popcorn, and it doesn't break the bank.
Always great to see all the kids out here and interacting with the players and the team and Homer, and I know you've spent your fair share of time as Homer, so.
Yeah, I was our sole Homer for about a year and a half, and we didn't have a cooling vest for our lovely mascot until the past 2 weeks. So these lovely 95-degree days last year when I was Homer for your hitting and pitching clinics are fond memories of mine.
I truly did feel bad that I was out running around playing baseball with little kids and you were in a big suit, but here we are. So you've been around for a pretty long time. Let's start with your favorite memory so far as a Copperhead.
I think it's kind of a long-winded one, but I started out as director of ticket sales, and I would reach out to a long time, like we've said probably a number of times, this is our 20th anniversary, people who've been coming to Copperheads games for the past 20 years and reselling them their season tickets for that 2020 season. And then no season that year, no season the following year, and this year getting to see those numbers on a call list again and reach back out and say, hey, this is Chris from 2 years ago. I wanted to invite you back to Bob Wren for baseball, getting to meet these people face-to-face, and members of the community that had been mentioned in board meetings or in meetings with our executive director. That was what probably my favorite part of this year is actually getting to see it all come together, to see a season, to actually watch baseball.
What do you think has been the biggest thing you've learned? You've kind of stepped all the way up the ladder, started as one of the directors, jumped to a different side, and then ultimately now you're one of the ones running the show here. What do you think has been the thing that helped you learn kind of that progression to get to this point?
I think a lot of it was learning to be confident in myself and my decision making. So a big problem that I think a lot of people run into, especially when they're first getting into management positions where you have to be the one who knows what you're doing, is being comfortable being uncomfortable. Like just in between that half inning, I had to step out and take 2 phone calls because I have game day staffers or other directors who weren't sure how to do something, and this is our 6th game at Bob Wren. We don't have everything, all the kinks are worked out yet and stuff, but it's just being comfortable to make a call, do it, and learn from it, because that's all this is a learning lab. You know, building that confidence is something Charlie and I have really gotten from this year.
Yes, it has. The Copperheads go down 1-2-3 and need to hold here in the top of the 7th and then get a couple back here in the bottom of the 7th so that Chris doesn't have to run around like a madman and try and coordinate the end of the game 3 innings early. Well, Chris, thank you for joining us, and love to have you back on when the time is right again.
Absolutely. Go Cheads.
You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the seventh. Top of the seventh brought to you by Larry's Doghouse. You get a chance to come out to the ballpark. Make sure to try the Copperheads Crunch Dog. Joined here in the top of the seventh inning by Copperheads pitcher Jake Jordan. Jake, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm hoping the Cheads fans are liking this baseball game.
Copperheads fans got their beer batter in the last inning.
Oh, yeah.
Second night in a row. That's always nice to see. Good work by the pitching staff to make it happen for the fans.
Gotta love it.
So, Jake, you're a sophomore right-hander from Southern Union State Junior College, Ellerslie, Georgia. Had a couple appearances this year. How were you feeling ending the season and then coming into the summer ball?
I took a break right before I came and just kind of started throwing back. So I was excited for this summer. It's my first time staying in Ohio for this long, so it was pretty cool to come up north, being all the way from Georgia. And I was ready to play for the Cheads.
You ever spent any time in Ohio prior to being up here?
I had some family that lived in here. They lived near Lima.
Okay.
And so, but it was when I was really young. But now, this is really the longest I've been up here.
Strikeout there from Jarrett Oaks. Picked up a win earlier this year. I believe it was against the Joe. Yes, it was against the Joes. 3 and a third, 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. How did you feel in that game?
It felt good. I had to come in early because our starter had some issues, but I came in. I was confident. I was just ready to have my first outing and felt really good. All my stuff was working, so I was glad to get back out on the mound.
0-1 from Oaks in there for a strike. What's been the kind of asked Colin about this too? What's been the thing you've enjoyed most about being in the bullpen with these guys day in and day out so far?
Since it's a group of new guys, it's just really been nice to meet a bunch of new people for the summer. I played on a summer team last year, and meeting all these new people where we're all coming from different spots. Like we have one guy, he just came in. He's from Alaska. That's just crazy to think that a guy from Georgia and a guy from Alaska can play together in the summer in Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah.
Carson Shepard makes a nice play in foul territory there. Getting the second out of the inning. Working against Jarrett Oaks will be the top of the lineup, Corey Miley. Junior second baseman. First pitch in there for a strike. Nice break on that pitch from Oaks. Oaks been one of the more consistent guys in your guys' rotation this year. What's one thing that since Chase Harris has come in that he's kind of emphasized to you guys, as there's been a few rough starts from the pitching staff all around?
Yeah, I think it really all comes down to confidence, and it's pretty early into the season, and a lot of guys are just getting back on the mound. So I really think it's just a big confidence thing that we need. We just need to really trust our stuff, and that's basically just all what it's about. You just got to trust your catcher, trust your stuff, and really pound the zone and let the hitters get themselves out. So we just got to work on that, honestly.
Talked to Josh Steidel earlier this season, and he said it's a little bit different catching guys that you're not used to, especially once you first get started. Is that reflected the same throw into a catcher you're not used to?
Yeah, it can. It's you just got to kind of know how they catch and just still stay your same and adjust to kind of how they catch and everything, how they call. And so, yeah, it can definitely be a new like catcher and everything can kind of mess you up, but you really just have to trust the guy behind you and just throw strikes.
Do you think that's something that you guys have improved on in these last couple days? And
some guys have really come through and haven't showed that improvement, but we still definitely all need to come together and make that real big jump into throwing some strikes and filling up the zone for sure.
Corey Miley draws a walk there. Tommy Thaman steps into the box now. What's been your favorite part about being here in Athens this summer?
It's really the people. The crowd is crazy to see all these town people come in and watch some baseball. It's really good to see that a town is so involved in their baseball team and stuff, and it's really cool to see all the kids asking for baseballs, asking for signatures. It's a real fun time, and just meet a bunch of new people this summer and getting to know Athens has been really nice.
You giving out any autographs yet this
Yeah,
year?
we're giving out a few. We had a lot on the fireworks nights for sure.
Is that the first time you've been asked to give an autograph?
Yeah, honestly, it really has. We did it every now and then for just like if a special team came for our team in Southern Union. But other than that, it's really just been we had to, and not just a fan coming up and asking us for it. So it's really cool to see that.
Another strike there for Thaman. Worked the count to 2-2, 2 outs, 1 on. Copperheads need to get out of this inning without giving up a run, and then get a couple of back to avoid the run rule. What has kind of been the mentality of this team the last couple days? Couple tough losses here at home. Have you guys kind of rallied around each other, or?
Yeah, we've tried to keep picking each other up, and we really just have to, when it comes down to it, we just have to execute a little bit more and kind of get rid of that big inning we've had. That's kind of giving us that break of where we can't really come back. So we just have to have some fun, honestly, and just at this point really just do what we know best and just play baseball and just have some fun with it.
Oaks gets a big swing there. Copperheads get out of the 7th inning, and when we return, the bottom of the 7th, Copperheads try to keep this game going. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the 7th, presented by Ohio Health. Clayton Hodges comes in to pinch run, and he will get things started here, or pinch hit rather. He'll get things started, coming in for Kyle Ratliff. Tim Hanna on the broadcast, joined by Copperheads pitcher Jake Jordan. Jake, we're going to see another rally tonight?
I hope we do. It'd be real nice. We've decided to kind of put on the bats late in the game, but I'm sure it's fun for the fans to see, and it's good for us to try and get back into it. So hopefully we do.
We talked about last inning trying to avoid the big inning, and today the one that clearly jumps out is that 7 in the 5th.
For sure.
What's something you think that you guys as a staff can really kind of focus on as an entire unit to try and avoid something like that?
It really comes down to like a lot of pitching and stuff, and so when when we're not maybe like not filling up the strike zone as much, we just got to step back and take a deep breath and kind of try and bring the energy up in the dugout and on the field and stuff, and just give that guy the confidence he needs. And that's really what it comes down to, because you can kind of give the guy as much energy as he needs, but we just got to have those strikes, and we got to make the plays behind them too, for sure. And so when those plays do come and we don't make them, it just kind of messes everything up. But for sure, we just gotta take a deep breath and step back and try and get those 3 outs and get out of that big inning.
4 errors today, obviously.
Yeah.
Not helping that case either. But on a more positive note, the no-hitter has just been broken up.
Yeah, for sure. That's good.
Kind of been a little blank spot up there on the scoreboard all evening.
It only takes one guy to start it off, so hopefully we can get something going.
And we saw that last night, down, I believe it was 6 going into that.
Yeah.
Down 6 or 7 going into that final inning, and then only losing by 2. It obviously stings to lose any home game in front of a crowd like that.
Of course.
But being able to rally and keep that going, 3, 4, 5 runners across the plate, that's got to be big for your guys' confidence.
Yeah, we just got to show that we're not going to give up, even if we're down. But it really shows how what kind of players we are if we can come together and put up a few runs.
Any guess the attendance number last night?
Oh, gosh. It was a good amount. I know it was, but I have no clue how many people.
1,200. 1,200 people,
crazy.
including players, staff, and then all the fans up the right and left field lines
in
the lawn chairs. 1,200 people through the gate last night, so definitely special. One of the biggest games in recent history for the team. I don't have an exact attendance history, but from what I understand, definitely the biggest game in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's the biggest game I've been to, so I know that.
That's the same thing. Couple of your teammates said that. We talked about last night, and they said that's one of the biggest crowds they've ever played in front of.
Yeah.
So that's cool for you guys too, to be able to get that experience playing in front of a bigger crowd.
Yeah, it's something new for sure, and to think of that many people being there. And I went out there and pitched yesterday, and I didn't even notice one person behind the plate. It just kind of shows how you can zone in and zone out of the game. It's crazy.
Focused on throwing strikes.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty decent outing yesterday. What do you think kind of stood out to you from your performance? That one will stay fair. Steidel puts one into the right field gap. Hodges is hustling and will slide in and score.
There we go.
Copperheads are on the board. So Clayton Hodges will break up the no-hitter, and then now comes around and scores. Josh Steidel put that ball, in an absolutely perfect spot right down that right field line. Got 2 or 3 feet fair, and just rolled right into the right field corner where Garrett Scott wasn't able to get it until Hodges was almost all the way around third.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Mitch Class, who we heard from during the first inning, is in the box now. Will take strike 1. Not sure how many ball players can say that. We're spent the first inning in the broadcast booth, and then now coming in to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 7th. Foul tip on that one is 0-2. Crowd's starting to get into it now. See some similarities as we did from last night. The 0-2. Swing and we'll call that a foul tip, looks like. A couple of times that's happened tonight. We've seen a couple balls look fair that have gone foul. And were you watching from the bullpen today, or were you?
No, I was in the room next to us doing the radar guns. So I've been up in the stands for today.
And you guys, when you guys do that, it's the tracking all the pitches and things like that.
Yeah, we do radar and we do what pitches they're throwing and everything, and just kind of keep track of the numbers so we know who's ready to throw the next day and everything.
Is that something you guys kind of look at too as pitchers?
Yeah,
seeing where you're at.
Yeah, to see our velo and see how many strikes we're throwing and where we are in the zone and everything, just to kind of know.
Does that change your approach when you go and read things like that, and you kind of notice your tendencies?
Yeah, it can help you learn a lot about yourself and kind of see like when you hit your limit and you see that velo drop, and so it can really help you improve and work on some stuff if you really need it.
Class seeing the ball really here. That's the third straight ball he's fouled back here. So see if he can straighten it out, get underneath it, and get things going. No outs. Copperheads got their first run of the day here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to avoid the run rule. Swing and a miss there from Class. Tough break on that. Really battled that whole at bat.
Now batting,
stepping in, Maverick Stallings, newest member of this team. Is it a little bit different when guys kind of show up in the middle of the season?
Yeah, I can, especially if the teams kind of got around each other and met everybody, to have a new guy come in. We've had a few new guys come in, but we were quick to pull them into the group, and we're always friends with everybody, so we got them in real quick, and we're having a good time with them.
One nice thing, too, about all living together, too, is you guys can kind of, somebody new, go just walk down the hall.
Yeah, we can talk to anybody we want.
Kind of reminds you almost a little bit of like the travel ball where you the whole team staying in the same hotel. And
for sure.
Except it's College Summer League now. Grounder over to short. Steidel will advance to third. And there are 2 outs now.
Now batting for the Southern Ohio Copperheads.
Copperheads need 1 more to avoid the run rule. Jordan Long steps in. Edison State Community College. Recovering from a little bit of lower back problems. Nothing super serious, but
Wow, that was a questionable call from umpire back there.
That's a pitcher's favorite call
right
there.
We love those, but not against the Copperheads.
Talked to Colin about that earlier. We saw a couple questionable calls, and he said, I love getting those.
Yeah.
Love getting those.
Love getting them. Don't like getting them called against you, for sure.
As a pitcher, do you miss hitting at all?
I sometimes, every now and then, I do want to go back up there, but I remember seeing once those velos starts going up, it's nothing I want to step in the box with. So I love hitting, but I really do like being on the mound more.
Maybe see if we can talk coach into letting you take BP one of these days.
We would love that.
Go out there and let all the pitchers sling it. Sounds like a social media promo for me.
For sure.
Go out. We'll do some content for that. 2-2 to Jordan Long with 2 outs. And unfortunately, Copperheads down to their final strike today. A 2-2.
That hit him.
There we go. Steidel will come across. So Copperheads stay alive, and Sedric letting them know over there in the booth, not able to join me tonight, covering down on those duties, but nice to be able to hear from some of the different guys on the team. We talked to some of the staff tonight too. Kind of gives the fans a little bit different of perspective because it's not something you hear every day. You got a pitcher in the booth talking about what's going on in the middle of a game. You know, realistically, at any moment, Coach could stop the game
Yeah.
and be like, hey, let's go, get it going. You know?
For sure.
Hopefully it does not get to that point because there are quite a few guys down there ready and able. But, yeah, when we were talking about it pregame, I was like, I think a couple of these guys are on the lineup card today. Like, let's hope that we don't have to stop what we're doing up here to get a guy in. Jordan Long, grounder over to third. The throw from Cross is in time. But the Copperheads stay alive, get 2 there in the bottom of the 7th, and we'll play a couple more innings of baseball here. Jake, thanks for joining us on the broadcast today. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
We will talk to you soon. When we return, it'll be the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for the top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th is presented by Eclipse Company Store. Copperheads avoid the run rule, get a couple back here in the bottom of the 7th. Trail 11-2 here. Joined now in the booth by the other general manager, Charlie Clegg.
How we doing, folks?
Charlie, the co-general manager with Chris, who we heard from earlier, and Charlie a little bit different of a role than Chris, kind of working the other sides, a little bit more of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Maybe talk to the people about some of the stuff they might not see from your role.
Sure. So Chris, we like to say Chris handles a lot of the in-season stuff, and I handle a lot of the preseason stuff from January up until when we start playing in June. So I handle like the sponsorship side. I work with the different businesses around Athens that we're sponsored with. We create contracts that benefit both of us, obviously, and we get them signed on as our sponsors for this year, and that's how we're able to afford our team and obviously and stuff like that. Along with sponsorships, I also work with the ticket sales side of things with Chris. That's also another thing I do. And then I would say game time, during the games, I'm usually just a rover. But like I gotta say real quick, I love being out here. I'm a new student to Athens as of last year, and I could not be more happy to be in Athens. This community's awesome, and the Copperheads program is unlike anything else I've ever been a part of.
Your second year with the Copperheads, you and I had the opportunity to work together last summer, doing some community type events. Did the Community Cup.
Yep.
Got got out and started to kind of build those relationships with those sponsors that we weren't able to do in 2020. Kind of got out there, worked with Ohio Health, Larry's Doghouse, and some of the other Eclipse, another one, and kind of started to build those relationships. And then obviously when you called them in the preseason, you had already established that relationship with them.
Yep. Yeah. As Tim mentioned, last year we didn't have a season, but the Copperheads as an organization, we were still here. And we put on that community event, the Community Cup. And like Tim said, we got feelers out to different businesses about what we're about. And yes, we're not having a season, we're not playing right now, but this is what the organization's about, and this is what we're going to be in the future when we do have a season again. So it was nice to build those relationships last year and be able to carry them through this year. And Tim as well. Tim hosted our our Copperheads mini clinic camps with local people surrounding in Athens and Alexander and Nelsonville. And how many people that came out?
Andy and I were talking about it earlier on the broadcast. I believe we had about 350.
Yeah.
350-ish kids. So
just fantastic. And so last year was a great opportunity for us to really get our name back out there in the community after our, at the time, 2-year hiatus going into 3 years. So that was awesome.
It was, and clearly the fans didn't forget about us. 1,200 people in the stands last night.
That's
so
right.
So props to you and your marketing and your ticket sales people to really kind of push this and get people back in the stands here. It was an awesome night last night.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. And, it's all thanks to the Athens community. You guys are so great. And we love being able to put on these games for you guys. It's just such a fun thing to do during the summer. And it wouldn't be possible, obviously, without the Athens community.
Early part of the season here, Charlie, but you've been around this organization for a little while. What do you think your favorite memory is since starting?
That's a great question.
As let you think about it, as Adam Beery gets him for a strikeout. That was number 27. Who is number 27? Kind of got distracted here a little bit, folks. Sorry, that was Corey Klingenbeck, Walter State Community College, sophomore catcher from Cincinnati. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Adam Beery coming in relief to try and get things going in here, and had a really efficient inning so far. Punch out already. Trying to close the door on this Cincinnati offense and let his Copperheads offense go back to work. So Charlie, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, 2 things, one from each year. I would say first off, doing those clinics that Tim organized and being able to reach those kids in underprivileged areas and be able to provide a camp and a clinic for them free of charge, and to get to see how much fun they had and be a part of that was just incredible. It was an incredible feeling, and I'll never forget that. And then I would go on to say this year, our opening night, I mean, the game was just, it was straight out of a movie. It could not have went down any better. Obviously with Josh hitting that walk-off there at the end. Unbelievable. The community was around us, and there was just no better feeling than that moment to see everything we've been working on last year into this year come together and culminate in that moment. It was truly something special, and I will never forget it for the rest of my life.
Adam Beery closes the door on the steam offense here in the top of the 8th. When we return, the bottom of the 8th, Copperheads try to get a few more back. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the 8th is presented today by Steak and Shake. Copperheads trying to get a few back, as that's the first strike there to Ashton Bam Thomas, coming in this game here in the bottom of the 8th inning, joined by Charlie Clegg, the 4th member of our staff that we've talked to today. Charlie, it's been a little bit of a pivot today. You sent me a text about 1:30 this afternoon and was like, hey, might be a solo broadcast today. Had to fill in some other parts to make the game day experience a little bit better for the fans here, but I'm glad we figured it out.
That's right. We say when people join the Copperheads, you don't really have a job description or a job title because it changes consistently. And as Tim just mentioned, Sedric, who you guys are used to on this broadcast, is doing our in-game PA announcements today because our PA announcer could not be here today. So you really get a mix of everything here with the Copperheads.
You do, and last summer, like you and I both started with, going back to that, you and I both started with not no intention, but no real idea of what we were getting into. And I started as the director of player operations last year and quickly pivoted to the director of community relations and youth initiatives. and I know your title changed as well. So it really is. It's an experience to learn different things and get out there and really, Annie says it a lot too, and I know you and Chris have that same philosophy, but like, if you want to try something new or learn something or try out something, different role in this organization, like, everybody's willing to kind of work with that and find the right opportunity to let you try it out.
Absolutely.
There's a shot into the outfield for Sebastian Silva. Sebastian Silva, a couple of hits on the year. Not having, actually, I believe that's his first hit of the year. Well, congratulations to him. It is. That's his first hit of the year. 14 at-bats and finally able to get a hit. Very beneficial for players to start to break out of that slump, and Silva been very vocal with Coach Lanning about wanting to improve on his hitting a little bit this year so that when he goes back to school, he's ready. And so Coach Lanning very, very willing to work with his guys to work on the things they need to. And Josh Steidel moving into that DH position has allowed things like that to happen. The 0-2. High for Trey Rocker.
And I would say real quick, Tim, I think that's the beauty of summer collegiate baseball. It's that it's not your school team. The pressure's more off, and you have time to work on your skills where you want to work on them, and you don't have to be afraid to ask your coach, hey, coach, I want to go do this. I want to play this position. You kind of have a freedom to do that in summer collegiate baseball, which makes it awesome for these kids to hone their skills in for their upcoming seasons.
We do, and a lot of these guys use it as an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to get live at-bats. Some of these guys really don't get a chance to play a whole lot in school or are sitting behind someone that is ultimately just a little bit better than them. And so they come out here, and it's evident the talent gap. I don't think that you or I would be able to decide who's D1, who's D2, who's D3, JUCO, whatever it may be. I think these are just guys out here playing, and the talent, it doesn't matter where you came from. You play for the Copperheads now.
Absolutely.
Ground out for Trey Rocker. And now stepping in, Ohio University shortstop, Carson Shepard. Carson Shepard, quite a few fans here, been having some really nice, really thoughtful interactions with some of the kids that come out here to the ballpark. One of the fan favorites, I think.
Absolutely. He actually called me down from the press box yesterday to get a Sharpie because there was about 6 kids in a line waiting for him to sign some stuff. So definitely a crowd favorite, of course, from Ohio University. So he's got that going for him. And great guy overall as well, if I may add.
Definitely cool. When I was talking to Jake Jordan in the last inning, he said, this is really the first time that kids come up and ask for his autograph. They're hanging out after the game and in the dugout or on the field yesterday for the fireworks show, and kids are coming up and they're like, "Hey man, can I have your autograph?" And that's really special, I think, for these guys too, to have those interactions with the fans, and a ballpark like this is absolutely perfect for it.
Sure. And I will say that I think the players love it as well, if I may add. Who does not like giving their signature away? So
Exactly.
It's awesome for both parties.
Exactly. And then the kids, when they, like okay. Got him on the inside fastball. Shepard, not usually a guy to get called for those inside strikes as he kind of sits right on top of the plate, but nonetheless, Charlie, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
More than welcome.
Stopping by. You guys do great work here for the putting the games on for the fans. So I'm sure we all appreciate that. Next time you got a free inning or something, maybe you come on with Sedric and I. We'll see what we can do.
Will do. And don't let Tim undersell himself. He has set up this entire stream along with Sedric, and he's been such an asset to our team. We cannot thank him enough. And roll Cheads.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Nice to have you, buddy. When we return, the top of the 9th, you're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 9th inning. Top of the 9th presented by Ohio Health. Jeffrey Butler steps in for the Cincinnati Steam, working against Adam Berry. Copperheads need to get a few back here this inning. Butler quickly down 0-2. So it was great to hear from some of the staff, some of the players today. Thanks to everybody who came along for the ride with me today. A little bit different of a broadcast. Drop third strike. Silva fires it down to Mitch Class, one of the gentlemen we heard from earlier in this game. If you would like to see more content like this from our stream or have any suggestions for how we might go about doing it in the future, feel free to send me a message on Twitter at Tim's Sports Corner or reach out to the Copperheads page, very active on there, at Copperheads on Twitter, at Cheads Baseball on Instagram, and of course, Southern Ohio Copperheads on Facebook. We truly do appreciate your feedback on all that, trying to make this the most fan friendly type of production, and of course all suggestions are welcomed. I do appreciate hearing from you guys about what you like, what you don't like, and really how we can make the experience better for you as the fan. Bit of a missed call there. Silva, Beery, and the entire stands really of the fans left here. A bit disappointed they did not get that call, so Beery will do it again with a 1-2 count. The wind, the kick, the deal. Kind of half swung, chopped foul. So we'll do it again here. The batter for Cincinnati. Number 12, Luke Hammond, Xavier. Saw him in the, there's the strikeout for Adam Beery. Just getting ready to say Hammond, we saw him in the first game against the Copperheads, went 0 for 2 with a walk. Josh Martini, the catcher, coming in now for what we hope to be the final out of this ninth inning. Beery delivers. Shot out to third base. Carson Shepard able to reel that one in, and Copperheads are down but not out as we return for the bottom of the ninth inning. You're watching Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the ninth. Copperheads down but not out. Clayton Hodge is going to be the one to get things started. He will take ball number 1 on the high outside part of the plate. The 1-0 in that same location. New pitcher for the Cincinnati Steam, Michael Crossan, will come in to try and close this one out. Hodges sends that one out to center. Harrison Barnes comes in to make the play. The 87-mile-an-hour fastball. So Crossan bringing the heat here. Again, thank you to everyone who stuck around with us today. A bit of a different broadcast. Brought in some players, some members of the staff. Of course, our wonderful executive director, Annie Valent, to kind of hang with me today during the stream, learn a little bit about them, and really an overall fun experience, and getting to, learn a little bit more about the players and kind of hear what they have to say. As Steidel will foul that one back. Again, like I mentioned last inning, if you guys do have any suggestions, of course, feel free to reach out to us via social media at Tim's Sports Corner for me, at Sedric Granger for him, as well as at Copperheads on Twitter, and Cheads Baseball on Instagram, as well as Southern Ohio Copperheads on Facebook. We do always appreciate your thoughts, and whether they be good or bad, we always like to make this a more Steidel will pop that one up into foul territory, and Cross will come over to make the play. So the Copperheads quickly down to their final out of the afternoon. It will be Mitch Class, the guy that got it started for us here on the broadcast today, will now be the one to try and keep this thing alive here at Bob Wren Stadium on a cool Saturday night. Temperatures dropping down a little bit from where they were at game time. 72 on the off speed from Crossan. 61 degrees here in Athens, Ohio. The 1-0 to Mitch Class. Crossan delivers. High. 86 on the radar gun. 2-0 for him. That one in there for a called strike. 2-1 to Mitch Class. Got him swinging on the 2-1. Make it 2-2 now on the 83-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2. High 89. Bit of a heat check there. See if we can see our first 90-mile-an-hour pitch. Crossan delivers the payoff. Got him swinging for strike, or got him looking for strike 3, and the outside part of the plate. Copperheads fall in this one, and a bit of a lackluster offensive performance. Cincinnati Steam's pitching staff taking care of business here. Had that no-hitter going through 7 innings. Schultz taking care of business on the mound today. A little bit of a look ahead for the Copperheads. They will take on the Richmond Jazz on Monday here at Bob Wren Stadium before traveling over to Richmond on Tuesday to take on the Jazz in Richmond. Wednesday, they'll be back at home for a doubleheader, finishing up that game from last week against the Zenith Scouts at 5:05, and then Again, at 7:05, they'll play the regularly scheduled game. Copperheads will face the Mariners then on Thursday and travel to Hamilton on Friday. For the Cincinnati Steam, they will, as we look here at their schedule, go on a bit of a road stretch here. They'll play at Grand Lake, at Hamilton, and then return home to play Hamilton, and then travel up to Licking County on Wednesday, have Thursday off, and then travel to Richmond Friday to play the Jazz. Copperheads really not able to get things going offensively today, and something I kind of talked about on the pregame a little bit is taking advantage of those runners that are on base, but it's kind of hard to do that if there are no runners on base to begin with. So Copperheads drop their 4th straight, and they will look to get back in the win column on Monday. Much needed day of rest coming tomorrow for the Copperheads. When we return, Sedric Granger will come back into the booth, talk to Coach Lanning a little bit for the post-game show. So stick around for that, folks. We will be right back. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube.
Hello, Copperheads fans. Today, the Copperheads fell 11-2 to the Cincinnati Steam, and I'm here with Coach T.J. Lanning. And, Coach, I know you've been able to be around baseball for a very long time, whether that was playing or coaching. What's your way to get out of a slump?
You know, we just got to keep coming out and getting better each and every day. We just got to go back to the fundamentals of the baseball, you know. Stop trying to hit home runs every 5 seconds. Stop trying to strike everyone out and just place the ball and let them get themselves out. I think that's what we need to get back to. I think we're trying to do way too much, and I think we're trying to be heroes when we got a whole team that's got to be together. So one person can't be a hero for the whole game. Everyone's got to be together.
Gotcha. And, Coach, what was your message to your team? You guys had a couple of tough losses in a row. So what did you say to your team?
Keep going out playing hard, you know. Sometimes it's not going to go our way. There's teams out there that go through slumps, but, you know, they bounce back and get out of it somehow. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to find a way out of it, that's for sure. These guys are gritty. They're going to figure it out. I mean, as you can see, we started scratching some runs there at the end, so we're going to keep playing, and we're going to figure it out.
And then this is a more open-ended question here. What's your favorite thing about home games?
Home games, the crowd, man. I love all the little kids just sitting there on top of our dugout, screaming, yelling at us. I mean, one kid yesterday was like, "Hey, Coach, what's your favorite Gatorade color?" I was like, "Orange." He goes, "Okay, I'm going to go buy you one." So the kid went and bought me one yesterday. That's one thing I really love about this place is the fans, 100%.
Yeah, the fans are great. We have some of the best fans in the land, and you guys have been coming out here to the games and really showing out. So it's made me very happy, and you can tell it's making our coach very happy as well. Coach, thank you for taking some time with me, and good luck on Monday.
Thank you so much, Sedric.